what was I saying? Yeah, my favorite yarn. This is honestly, if they were to say, Taylor, Owen, you can only knit with one yarn for the rest of your life, it would be this yarn. Today. I hope you're having a really good day. If you're new to my channel, my name's Taylor. I come to you from Baltimore, Maryland, and on my YouTube channel here, we feature content that is focused on knitting and spinning. This is a podcast series of videos where I talk about the things that I'm making. It's a little bit longer format, and I try to stay focused on the knitting. Sometimes I do divulge into more personal details of life, but I try to stick that towards the end in case anyone who's still watching is more likely to be interested than those of you who've already clicked away. Don't click away. I have something great to show you. It is the Shetland Woolweek Annual 2020, Volume 6 of many, I'm sure. On the front cover is a design by Ella Gordon. You'll see it on the back as well. This is the Radiant Star Cowl. It is a project that I just recently cast on. And before I show you my current progress on it, I will show you my first cast on version of it. As you can see in the cover, it's pretty blues and yellows, and I attempted to find those colors of my stash, and I just started knitting the project on the suggested needle, and I hated it. No fault to the pattern. I love the pattern. I can't wait to show you what version of it I am making because it's a gorgeous pattern. I hated the combination of yarns that I chose from my stash, and I'll tell you exactly why. I was trying to take a vision, right? A total vision of beautiful color story, and I was trying to smash my stash into that vision, and it's just not the same. And I think it's just the blues. They didn't blend. They weren't of the same, I don't know, family or something. Like this is a more violet blue and this is a more green blue, and I just wouldn't put them together myself. I would put another color between them, maybe, is what I would do. I knew I needed to approach it with a new vision, and I pulled through my entire stash of 2-ply jumper weight yarn, not just of Jamieson and Smith, but also other bases. And I put together this project here. I'm in the middle of my second repeat of the chart. I think there's 6 repeats maybe. Love it so far. Oh my goodness. Can you see how gorgeous this is? This is the beginning of round that you're looking at here, so it might be a little wonky in that repeat, but it actually looks great with this sweater too. Oh, this is a garment that I'm mixing bases with. So I know that there are purists out there. When it comes to 2-ply woolen spun yarn, I buy the colors I like in whatever brand it is. If it just adds to my collection of colors and it works with my other colors, then it's done. I love it. I need it. And so I paired a few different yarns I'm going to tell you about. So 3 of them are Jamieson and Smith. The pop of red, the salmon pink, and this soft terracotta. Those are all Jamieson and Smith colors. This golden kind of school bus yellow is Fenil Garn Ralma yarn, and the bright yellow, that sunshine yellow, is Elemental Effects 2-ply Shetland wool. So they're all relatively the same weight. I would say that the Fenil Garn yarn is a little bit sturdier than Jamieson. I would say specifically that the staple length of the fiber is longer, and so it has more resiliency, a little bit more stability. Jamieson & Smith and the Elemental Effects Shetland 2-ply. The Shetland 2-ply has more natural dark fibers mixed in, and the black, of course, is Jamieson & Smith. I bought the black yarn on a cone. If you know someone who knits color work and you think that you want to buy them yarn, they don't want you to buy them yarn. They want to buy their yarn. But buy a cone of a natural color from Jamieson & Smith. You will not regret owning a dark or neutral light cone of a gorgeous color that will work in every colorwork project. It's like buying paint. Buying 2-ply Shetland wool, no matter the, well, Shetland, 2-ply woolen spun yarn, but especially Shetland wool is, it's like having a paint box. You never really have enough of anything except colors you don't ever want to work with, which sometimes when you buy stuff online or you purchase specific colors for a pattern and then change your mind, you'll end up with colors you might not ever use. But I figured I might put them into something like socks or a dog sweater or something like that. So back to the Woolweek Annual, there's a ton of great patterns in this. One of them are these leg warmers here. I love those. And these socks. I don't know that I want to knit socks, but I could see myself knitting those socks. They're definitely like, okay, I can show this page because it's like what you would find on Ravelry anyway, but they're more like house slippers than they are socks. They look like socks in that other picture, but then you see them on and you're just thinking, no way. I'm not putting a shoe on that sock. That's a slipper right there. And there's also a heavier weight mitten pattern in here. I don't know if this page is about the hat or the mittens, but there's that. And it's like thicker yarn. The real Shetland Aran weight. 92 meters per 50 grams. Oh, I wanted to tell you where I had bought all these yarns. One time long ago, I purchased a haul from Jamieson & Smith, and that's where I got these colors. I bought colors on the screen that I thought would blend really nice together, colors that really I was drawn to. The bright sunshiny yellow from Elemental Effects, I purchased that one summer visiting Maine at the, I think it's called the Cashmere Goat or something. It's in Camden. We visit that part of the state each summer, and sometimes I pop in the yarn store. And then the golden yellow right here, that is one, that's the Pheno Garn that I purchased from the Woolly Thistle. It is a online yarn store here in the United States. I think they're in New Hampshire, and I love to tune into the podcast on occasion. And they have a wonderful selection of imported yarns. Seriously, do yourself a favor and check them out if you haven't already, if you're in the mood to shop for this kind of stuff. So the next thing I have to show you is a little disappointing, no fault at all to the pattern. The pattern is gorgeous and amazing and beautiful. But in preparation for recording this morning, I finally put my Woolen Honey yoke on a larger cable for me to steam block the garment before sharing it with you all. And I noticed that the thing that I thought would be okay is very much not okay. And I'm gonna put this on to show you exactly what I mean. This garment is knit with short rows, so you know that it's not gonna choke you in the front, and it's gonna sit a little higher on the back so that you can just let your collarbones breathe a little bit. And what happened was, if you can see, they're stuck in it and stuck in it, and then you get to this repeat, and all of a sudden there's increasing, and you think, I don't know, it just doesn't look right. So what happened was I made a mistake. Sometimes in knitting, so all the time in knitting you make mistakes. If you're not yet a knitter, then you just haven't learned that when anyone is knitting, they're making mistakes all the time. They just learn how to fix them, and then they fix them. And sometimes mistakes are one-off mistakes where you just do something wrong accidentally. Sometimes you do something wrong accidentally repeatedly across the entire row, as I did in the making of this yoke, and I forgot to add increases until I had knit forward like 4 or 5 additional rounds, and then my stitch count was off when it was time to increase again. So I just did my increases, knit a few rows, and then did additional increases that were not in the pattern to make up for the few I had missed like several rows back. And I just thought, you know, no one's gonna notice. It's a very textured project, but I can notice. Now that I've steam blocked it, I can notice that it's there, and I don't wanna not fix it, and I'll tell you why. I have so much more sweater to make. And the feeling of making all of that sweater, knowing already it's imperfect, I don't really need to do that. I can instead invest a little bit extra time and work back and then repair the error I created, and then move forward and knit for maybe a little bit longer, but be happier with the end result. And I realize that maybe I have like this privilege of no timeline, like I can just make it when I make it. That maybe not everyone has that always, so no judgment. I'm just saying I have to fix this. So all the progress I thought I had made to show you, I'm lucky if I have this much progress the next time I show you. And I realize that doesn't make for great content, but this is just my life. Like I'm not at home all day. Like I can't knit as much as I'd like. And I would like recording content for you guys. I feel like a sense of relatedness here with you knitters on the internet. I feel like I have a lot more in common with you all than some people. I mean, who really gets to spend time with people anymore? Yeah, anyway. Oh, I didn't even introduce this project. This is Andrea Mowry's Woolen Honey. I think I might have said it was Woolen Honey, but it is designed by Andrea Mowry. I'm knitting it with Green Mountain Spinnery's Lana yarn. It's a fingering weight 2-ply worsted spun woolen prepared yarn. It's totally domestic fiber. What was I saying? Yeah, my favorite yarn. This is honestly, if they were to say, Taylor, Owen, you can only knit with one yarn for the rest of your life, it would be this yarn, because it's soft. It's next to skin soft. It is very durable. Comes in good colors. I like natural colors these days. I might, you know, I could see myself maybe having more fun with the 2-ply Shetland yarn for the rest of my life, because it's like a paint box. So it would depend on the color options. Like it would depend on, if I only had one yarn to knit with for the rest of my life and it was just one color of yarn, then I would want this for sure. But if they said, no, you could knit with unlimited colors or options that are available, but just one base, then it would probably be this one, but only because of the color options. It'd be like more fun, more like, you know, whatever. So these are my things I'm working on. I feel more motivated to work on this right now because I really like it with this sweater. And I made this sweater to roller skate in because my skates are orange and I wanted orange things to match my skates. They have finally arrived. I've skated just one day outside so far because it was a little rainy, and then I got food poisoning, which has really put a damper on my life the last couple days. I'm feeling a little bit better, but this is like a process, you know? You don't get well overnight. I was well enough to work yesterday, but I did spend a lot of that time sitting. But I wake up at 6:30 typically, and when my alarm was going off on Tuesday, I just couldn't, I was just snooze, 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 snooze. And then I snoozed until about 7:15, so like a full hour every 10 minutes. I was woken up like 6 times. And I'm like, okay, I gotta get up. And I get up and I'm like, I think I'm gonna get up and throw up. And I did. And I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna sit down and read this book because it's Wellness Wednesday and I wanna be prepared to give a little wellness class or something. I don't know. I didn't know. I was excited to figure out what that might be like. And so I was studying the Samkhya philosophy of creation. I'm familiar with it inside myself, but teaching things is different than just knowing things. So I was trying to discern how I wanted to share this idea to people who've maybe never been exposed to this idea before. And at some point I thought it's time to put pants on. And when I just couldn't put pants on, that's when I knew I had to call in sick. I feel like I'm still recovering from it. My kidneys were hurting yesterday. My stomach and digestion just feels totally off. Yeah. I digress. But today is my Saturday. It's actually Friday, but it's my Saturday. And so I'm recording a quick video for my channel, and then I have to go get a surgery consultation at 2:45 today for extracting my wisdom teeth. Yeah, I'm gonna have oral surgery. That's gonna be really fun, and I can't wait for that. So I look forward to spending my afternoon knitting in the waiting room. I'll probably bring this project since this one I'm ripping back so far, it's gonna take a little bit of time to get there. Do you have anything else to share? As a new skater, I think what happens is you're so focused on dropping your weight down and keeping your knees bent and remaining balanced over your feet and stabilizing the lower body, the upper body's forgotten. And there's this element to good posture where you extend the upper body, and there's this extension along the front side and this like kind of contraction along the back side to draw the shoulders more broad. And that is something that I feel like yoga will reinforce more than skating itself. Like I have to do some yoga to make like postures to maintain a balance there. Specifically, I'm thinking like shoulder stand and wheel and upward facing dog. I'm prescribing those postures to myself to stay more balanced and to improve my skating. I have a friend, Olivia, who just bought skates too. Hers haven't arrived yet. She got the new Moxie like rainbow ones. We're gonna start skating a tennis court over in her neighborhood that literally no one ever goes to. I was trying to vlog earlier this week and I made a little video for it, but then I never made the vlog. So I'm just gonna insert that inquiry here because I would love to know your thoughts on it. still. I just don't want to go through the process of refilming it, so I'm just going to insert that footage here. I just got a little delivery from my neighbor, Brenda. Brenda is a sweet little lady who we take the recycling out for. I don't know why I'm telling you that. Anyway, we know Brenda because she's our neighbor, and in Baltimore City, they're no longer collecting recycling. They haven't collected recycling since October. I don't know that they ever will ever again. But we continue to recycle. We don't put it in the trash, and we pick up all of our neighbors' recycling to take it for them because they are seniors and they deserve that service. So she just brought me this beautiful gift. I can't wait to plant it and see how it turns out. One day I'll ask her exactly what it is. Right now, it's a mystery. And I just opened a present from my mom, who mailed me oranges from Florida, because that's where they live. And she knew that I would really like a box of oranges for the winter season. So all good things here. I haven't been taking a lot of footage lately for Vlogmas. I really don't know how to vlog. I'll just say that. And I'm trying to create content that you might all enjoy. I know not everyone's here for the Vlogmas, so it's kind of hard to stay committed to doing it. But this is my dining room. If I haven't introduced you to this space fully, that's where I comb my wool. On the dining room table is where I skirt my fleeces. So it's my little fiber station here. And I guess we eat on the table, you know, you just wash it, you know, but yeah. Okay, I gotta get ready for work now. Actually, I have a question for you. I'm gonna take you upstairs to my yarn room really quick, where I have my sweater project I need your confirmation on. So I've been knitting Andrea Mowry's, what is this sweater called? Daydreamer pullover. It's like a really cropped mohair with fingering, held double, super lush. Is this lighting bad? Super, super lush fabric. There it is, all blown out. But you might already be familiar with this pattern. I have it on a small cable, so I can't hold it perfectly for you. But you can see that I'm at the point in the pattern where I'm already modifying to make it a slightly longer garment, and it's still very cropped. And I'm splitting for the front. And I think that if the front is a deep cut, it will be longer than I'm anticipating at this current moment. However, I don't know if I love a deep cut sweater on me. I'm a very small chested person, so a deep cut sweater can sometimes hang too low. I might not be comfortable wearing that to work. I would like to make more things that are wearable every single day. So I'm thinking about frogging this pattern that is like very cabled. I mean, give me a break. There is no project I've ever done in my life that has more cables than this. And I'm just not committed to finishing it. And yet it's the most expensive garment I've ever started making. You know, I would never spend that amount of money on a finished garment, but I will spend quite a bit of money on the tools to make it, because that gives value to my time. So what would you do? What should I do? I need you to tell me what you think I should do, because she just came out with this new pink fizz pattern that's really pretty. I love that it's lace and cables and just through different areas, not the entire garment. I love a little bit of stockinette, I won't lie. Also, the idea of frogging this Isagar silk mohair kind of pains me. If I am gonna knit them together all the same, it might not matter so much, but I'll definitely have to frog at least half of this to get the yarn for another full sweater. So what would you do? Let me know in a comment below. It is time that I head out to work. If you're not already aware, I work at the local municipal animal shelter where I coordinate the care for animals in foster. Due to COVID-19, we are operating as minimally as possible. So we are actually taking in fewer animals each day. We are trying to put as many of them as we can into foster care so that we're socially distancing our animals as well as people. And we are relying on fosters to help us outcome these animals into their forever homes. So this is just a plea to you all out there. If you're interested in fostering, your community very much likely needs you. I don't know if every local area is going to have such an organized system of relocating animals like Baltimore does, but maybe if you want to check that out in your local area, it would probably be a great service to people and animals in need of some care right now. So all it really takes is an empty bathroom, and I would say 2 to 4 hours of your time each day, depending on the animal. Like a medical case is going to need medication sometimes twice a day on average for about a week. So if you think about preparing the food every day, it could be really quick and easy if it were dry, but a lot of the times you're mixing pills in with wet food. So that can take like 15 to 30 minutes, that's an hour. And then you want to socialize behavior cases where you have like orphan kittens that just literally have to be snuggled by you. Like your job is to snuggle when you are a foster. You'll have to ask yourself if it can be one of your top 3 priorities. You know, maybe one priority is your family, and your second is your job, and then your third would be fostering. That is just a plea I want to give to all new fosters when I'm setting them up, I think. So if I'm going to encourage you to foster, I want you to know kind of what I'm asking you to get into. Anyway, I hope you have a really good day, and you all take care. And that is all for this episode of the Thread to Men podcast. I want to thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, you can subscribe to my channel and give this video a like if you enjoyed it. Follow me on social media. And that is it for this episode of the Thread to Men podcast series. If you haven't already, you can find me on social media as Taylor E. Owen on Ravelry, Instagram, or Twitter. And don't forget to subscribe. When you hit the bell, you'll get notifications for when I have new content uploaded. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a really good day and that you take care.